Oh my god.
Это сейчас взорвалось.
Oh, this is the footage from the drone itself. And I think they are attacking the Russian military planes. What's this? Oh my god. The FPV drones, I think FPV stands for first person view. First person view means, so the controller of the drone will have a first person's view, like as if he's driving a plane and he can see what's happening from the cockpit. Kamikaze drone. That looks huge. I didn't know drones could cause so much damage. Oh, bloody AI. Bloody AI is everywhere. So these are the drones just shared by the Ukrainian intelligence service, showed a huge stockpile of FPV drones. So the FPV drones are not the big ones. They are basically like small camera drones that we fly. So these are very small drones. They are using a large number of these small drones to deliver these packs. How did they get these drones into Russia? That's the big question. Oh my god, why is it blurred? The Ukrainians are saying that they have been planning this attack for over 18 months. So that probably started at the end of 2023. So they have been planning it for a very long time. And this is probably a big shock to Putin because he probably didn't expect his air bases, which were actually like thousands of kilometers away from the Ukrainian border, to be hit by Ukraine. And like I said, this is not an air attack. Basically, the drones were smuggled into Russia through trucks. Can you believe that? It sounds like a movie scene, right? So they didn't fly the drones from Ukraine to Russia, crossing the border. No, that's not what happened. So they were basically smuggled into Russia in wooden crates in ordinary cargo trucks. So these FPV drones, what I hear is they were not smuggled as fully assembled drones, but piece by piece. And I think once all the parts reached, somebody inside Russia assembled the drone, then made it ready for the attack. So you may ask, like, how did Russia miss the smuggling? The Ukrainians actually say they smuggled these in civilian cargo trucks. So you cannot check all the cargo trucks that's coming into Russia or going around in Russia, because that take a lot of manpower. And only if you have some tips from outside, from the intelligence agencies, that something is going on, then only then you will start scanning all the trucks. Otherwise, why would you, right? It's not possible. So these trucks have been going around Russia and they parked near the military air bases. And someone who is working for Ukraine, I don't know if these are Russians or Ukrainians themselves who are inside Russia or some other nationalities. So they helped Ukraine by assembling these drones inside Russia and then made them ready for the attack. So how did the Russians miss these cargoes? All these trucks blended with the civilian freight cargoes, and maybe there were some moles in the Russian government, corrupt officials who could have helped the Ukraine intelligence agency. Or since the air bases were so far from the Ukrainian border, I think the air bases were like 4,000 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border. So maybe the Russians thought it's not possible for Ukraine to attack these air bases because they probably don't have the firepower to reach or to send a drone from Ukraine border to Russia 4,000 kilometers away. But the Ukrainians used their brain and they probably had some help from inside Russia. So they basically entered Russia, probably through Belarus or Kazakhstan border. These are not confirmed, but these are all assumptions. And probably the security was also complacent, thinking that nobody's going to come so far and attack us. So these drones were actually inside wooden crates, is what we hear. And the wooden crates automatically opened because they were being controlled by Ukrainian officers. I think there were 119 drones or something like that, and each drone had its own operative in Ukraine, and they all opened the crates at the same time, and the drones came out and flew to their targets. That really sounds like a scene out of a James Bond movie. So they have targeted some major air bases, I think 4 air bases. I can't pronounce those names. The Russian names are difficult to pronounce. And they have targeted some military aircrafts like Tu-95, Tu-22 M3, A-50. All these are different military aircrafts that were targeted by these drones. So they have caused quite a bit of damage, $7 billion worth of damage, which amounts to 34% of military aircraft of Russia. And this basically shows these bases were a sitting duck. Military readiness of Russia is going down, and definitely this is an embarrassment for Putin. I don't know how he's going to react, especially when the peace talks are supposed to happen between Putin and Zelensky at Istanbul. I don't think that's going to happen. They already targeted Putin's helicopter, I think, to assassinate him. That was somehow avoided by the military helicopter, but Now this drone attack comes as a big surprise to everybody, I guess, not just Putin, to the entire world. And the US is saying they didn't know about this attack. Yeah, it's hard to believe that, because NATO is supporting Ukraine and NATO is basically funded by the US. So it's hard to believe the US didn't know about this attack. So what is going to happen? So we already have surveillance footage from the drones before they attacked the aircraft. So there is no way the Russians can say they didn't get attacked, or it's all a lie. The Russians themselves have confirmed that these attacks have happened, but the Ukrainians are claiming to have caused more damage, while the Russians are trying to downplay it. We don't know which one is true, but we already have satellite images showing these damages have been caused by the Ukrainian attack. So the peace talks in Istanbul is probably not going to happen anytime soon. So what is going to happen now? Probably Putin is very angry and he's already planning some attacks on Ukraine, and the Ukrainian intelligence agency is already saying that this is just the beginning and they will continue these operations in Russia. So we don't know what else they have planned for, what else has been cooking for so long. So they probably already have some attacks planned inside, or it's just probably just some psychological games being played. So we wouldn't be surprised if Putin is going to threaten Ukraine with some nuclear attacks. It's a possibility, but I'm not sure if that will escalate to that much. Hopefully for the entire world's benefit. So we'll just wait and watch what happens. That's all for today. I'll catch you guys in the next one.